Do you think that we're in a state of superhero movie fatigue right now?
At the rate that the stuff came out in the last few years, right? Obviously, you're going to have some shit coming out. So you put this stuff out so quickly, it's not going to be good. Right. So I don't think it's as much as fatigue as it is just quality. Quality.
I think it was a shitty movie fatigue, actually.
Probably.
Because you could handle like 1 or 2 shitty movies a year, but if you're giving me 6 movies and 4 of them are shitty, then I'm going to be a little fatigued. You know?
Exactly.
All right. Welcome to Only Comics. I'm Mike. This is Adrian.
Good morning, man.
What's up, dude?
Beautiful day outside for once. Rain stopped. You know, gave us a break. Well, actually, it rained yesterday or last night. Yep. But hey, it's beautiful outside right now. Nice temp. So I'm good.
Yes, and happy Father's Day. It's Father's Day weekend.
Same to you, sir.
Yeah,
Same to you.
Thank you. And all the fathers out there watching. I think Only Comics would be a great gift for a father, right?
Absolutely.
Like if you weren't on Only Comics, your grandson came home and said, "Grandpa, I found this podcast, Only Comics, check it out." Wouldn't that be an amazing gift?
I think it would be amazing, right? But my first question would be, you actually you reading comics? You know what a comic book is, Right. But hey.
Yes, but if he found it and gave it to you, so if you're watching, if you're a kid that happened to find our page, go get your dad and have him watch this shit.
That's
right.
I think or any man in your life.
Any man in your life. Yeah, your neighbor, your friend's dad, your uncle, anyone. Right. It's a great gift for everyone.
Enemies, frenemies.
Yes, everybody. Absolutely. Well, we're going to hop into this like we always do. We got a fun show planned today. Comic news and rumors is where we like to kind of kick off. But before we get into that, I just want to make one statement, let everyone know if anyone's watching us for the first time, this is Only Comics, where we discuss comics and only comics.
Maybe some other stuff every once in a while, but mostly,
maybe. We'll see what happens. And I will forewarn you, we are not experts.
We're not experts.
We may say some shit that's untrue. Right. We're not going to lie to you. We may change our mind from the beginning of the show to the end of the show. Right. That has happened.
And your default stance on anything we say should be, I think I should fact check that.
Yeah.
and I encourage you to do so.
Absolutely, definitely. But if you're going to stay with it, I promise you'll be entertained. I promise that.
Yeah. And you will have fun with Mike and Adrian.
Absolutely, because that's the real name for this. Only Comics is like the nickname. Let's be honest. Sure. But news and rumors, a lot of Deadpool, Wolverine. I went to the movies on Friday.
Oh, yeah?
I didn't realize, dude, that's the first time I've been to the movie theater all year long.
Really?
That's kind of sad, dude.
2024 year long.
Yeah.
Wow, dude.
Isn't that crazy?
I haven't been to the movies, and I don't even remember the last movie I went to see, though.
Whatever the last movie that we reviewed here, I think was the last time, because I did not go see Madam Web in theaters. Neither did you.
No.
No, so it was something back in 23. Who the hell knows?
Whatever.
But anyways, went to see Inside Out 2 with kids, family. Yeah? Yep, great movie. Definitely encourage y'all to go check that out. We won't cover that here because it's not a comedy.
Wait a minute, what is it?
Inside Out 2.
It sounds like a thriller movie to me or something.
No, it's not a thriller. It's a Disney Pixar movie about kids learning how to deal with their emotions and there's little people in your head and shit. It's pretty cool.
Oh, okay.
From a graphic stand, it looks phenomenal. But so great movie. Cool. But I was like, dude, we haven't been to the movies to see about anything. Now, Deadpool and Wolverine coming out.
Yep.
About a month away now, right? So they're in the news. Dude, so we talked about their box office numbers recently, right? The projected box. It was like the first day sales. Right now, Wolverine and Deadpool, they are on track to break a ton of records. And it looks like that, according to and I don't know how they do this, so I'm not your science guy, but somehow there's been enough movies that have come out where there's some experts that can project the box office numbers. So they're saying they're looking at early ticket sales, and it looks like Deadpool and Wolverine would be eyeing like a $200 to $230 million opening weekend.
What number did you call?
Dude, I said 100 million.
Okay.
Yeah, so I blew past mine.
Right.
I also said it would be $1 billion film.
Sure.
So, dude, I pulled some stats here. Well, first of all, when you hear that, dude, are you shocked at all?
No, not at all. Not at all. But is that domestic or worldwide?
That is domestic.
Dude, that's going to be insane.
Yep.
That's going to be insane. So, I see $1 billion worldwide.
And for some context, because we don't talk about box office numbers all the time here, but I look back at the previous Deadpool movies, okay? Yep. So the first one came out in 2016.
Okay.
Now this isn't weekend, this is first week. Domestic, 152 million.
Wow.
Pretty big first week for Deadpool, right? Sure. Total box office worldwide for that film, all said and done, 782 million.
Wow.
So not quite billion, but massive for a rated R character that not everybody really, let's not act like Deadpool was the most popular character before the Ryan Reynolds movie.
Right.
Deadpool 2 dropped in 2018, did about 150 million its first week domestically. And then worldwide, that film ended up at 785 million, so about 3 million more than the first movie. The Wolverine movies, first Wolverine movie, X-Men Origins, came out in 2009. This one did 129 at the box office domestically first week. Total box office numbers for this is how you know this movie fucking sucks, right? So check this, 130. Let's call it 130.
Right.
Now the two Deadpool movies did about 150 their first week. Both of those movies got over 780 million, right?
Okay.
X-Men Origins Wolverine did 130 first week total. Total box office 373, dude. So it was like word of mouth. Like if I went to see it and I'm like, dude, this movie sucks, then you're not going to go see it. So I think that it was a bad movie, let's be honest. The Wolverine, the second one, dropped in 2013. That one only did 85 million first week. And then total box office on that was 414. So it actually did better after the fact than the first one. And then Logan, 2017, did 108 million first week. Total box office on that 619 million. So pretty successful film, right? Now, none of these movies have done $1 billion.
Right.
There was one rated R movie, comic book movie, that did $1 billion. Do you have any idea which one that was?
Rated R comic book movie.
Putting you on the spot here. This wasn't even
Guardians.
Nope.
Nope.
That was all PG. So it was Joker with your boy Joaquin Phoenix, believe it or not. Yeah. So people say we like to shit on DC, but dude, hey, we're gonna acknowledge them when they actually. So they have I think the highest, and maybe there's another one since then, but I don't. Well, from a comic book standpoint, they have the highest grossing rated R movie in history. So I think that Deadpool and Wolverine will break that record.
Wow.
What do you think?
Well, I'm thinking about, since I'm a little old school, I'm going to go back to a movie that was all the rage back in this time. It's not a comic book movie, but when it came out, it not only set records as far as weekends and overall box office, but it also set this trend about, midsummer, 4th of July kind of weekendish releases. And that's Independence Day with Will Smith, right?
Yeah. Yep.
It did, I think, 50 the first weekend, like 100 and X whatever during the first week.
Yep.
And it grossed like $817 million worldwide.
Wow.
During this run. So, I mean, unfortunately, it's taking this long for another movie to come up, I mean, and Joker to get $1 billion, I mean, come on, whatever. But so, there's kind of contrasting comparison between, so now we're trending on these comic book movies becoming mainstream movies as opposed to just comic book movies, right? So now they're actually reaching up into to the stratosphere with these box office numbers, man. So it doesn't surprise me that Wolverine and Deadpool is going to come out, swinging.
Yeah.
And it's about time we had, a heavy hitter actually come on board and do something in the theater. So,
dude, the last $1 billion MCU film was Spiderman No Way Home in 2021.
Wow.
And they have a total. Actually, I'm gonna let you guess here. Live on Only Comics. How many billion-dollar movies do you think the MCU has? And for reference, they have like 32 films, I think.
I don't know, dude.
Would you say less than 10?
No, I would say more.
9.
9?
Yep.
Okay, 9 is more than 10.
Yeah, 9 is more than 10. On Only Comics, 9 is more than 10. The Avengers was the first one, 2012. Now, I'm not going to go through them all, but we early projections for Deadpool and Wolverine, about 200 first week, right?
Yep.
So there's a couple films in the MCU history that did those numbers. Age of Ultron, the second Avengers movie, did 232 first week domestically, and that movie totaled out at 1.4 billion.
Wow.
Captain America Civil War, 200 million first week. Total box office on that was 1.1 billion. So I mean, it's on track. If these projections are correct,
right,
it's on track to do $1 billion.
Yeah. No, it's actually on track to do more. I'm thinking probably 1.2 is a good number, a good round number for me.
All right, well, you heard it right here first. The prediction on Only Comics. You're saying 1.2?
Yeah.
I would say, you know what? I'm gonna go above you a little bit. I'm gonna say 1.4. All right. Maybe that's wishful thinking, but either way. Now I wonder how many of those popcorn buckets they're gonna sell.
Oh my god! So is box office numbers is just the ticket sales,
Ticket
right?
sales, yes.
It's not paraphernalia.
Nope.
It's not the buckets and the
can't count the
popcorn
bucket.
and all that other kind of shit.
Nope.
No.
They can't count the bucket. No, if you counted the popcorn, I think it would do $8 billion.
Right?
Like, holy shit. Like the movie theater I went to, they had other food like hot dogs and stuff like that. That was kind of like normal price, but popcorn, soda, and candy is still like 3 times what it would cost.
Oh,
anywhere
absolutely.
else. Yeah.
They make probably 10,000% markup on that stuff, dude. I mean, you buy a bag of popcorn for a penny, or less than a penny for a theater that buys all this this volume, and then you sell it for $13, whatever. Come on, dude.
Well, let me ask you this: do you buy popcorn at the movie theater?
Yes.
Of course. Me too. I had a big ass bucket of it last night. Yo, that's how I found out that's how we remembered that we didn't go to the movies at all this year. Because I always buy the popcorn. AMC has those refillable popcorn buckets. Big ass bucket. You pay whatever it is one time, and then it's like, I don't know, a few bucks to refill it.
Right.
So we always bring that with us, and we're looking. We're like, wait, we don't even have one for 24. It's damn near July, and we've not gone to the movies. That's sad.
Wait a minute. So you buy the bucket.
Yep.
Eat the popcorn while you're in the theater. Take the bucket with you.
Yep.
And bring it back.
Yep. Bring it back.
And get a refill.
Yep. It's a refill's a few bucks compared to buying a whole new pot, and it's your bucket.
I didn't know that.
AMC, bro.
I didn't know
I'm promoting AMC here. Like you said a few weeks ago, can we get something?
Yeah, a box of popcorn, not the Deadpool bucket, but just regular popcorn.
Maybe we get movie tickets to Deadpool. Something.
I'd rather, the movie tickets would be better
let's do that.
than the popcorn. Might be stale by the time we get here.
I'll take the bucket.
Of course, you'll take the bucket.
Next up, superhero fatigue. So when I say that to you, Adrian, do you think that we're in a state of superhero movie fatigue right now? From a fan?
Well, when you first said superhero fatigue, I'm thinking Superman just like, dude, I'm done. Are we in a state of superhero movie fatigue? I just think that maybe with the volume of stuff coming out, I kind of agree with Mosquito Boy.
Yeah.
Maybe there's not a bunch of... At the rate that the stuff came out in the last few years, right? Obviously, you're gonna have some shit coming out, so you put this stuff out so quickly, it's not going to be good. Right. So I don't think it's as much as fatigue as it is just quality. Quality. Yeah. So that's what I'm thinking.
So our boy Homelander's at it again, Adrian. Yep. Anthony Starr. He's talking.
Anthony Starr. I'm telling you, dude. He's next Wolverine, man. Dude. Next what? He's got the height.
Yep.
He's got he's already got the teeth.
He does.
Right.
Yep.
So he's got that look about him.
You know what's that picture that we had in our video the other day?
Yep.
Where he's got that evil smile, and you even said when we were looking at the footage, you're like, dude, Wolverine.
That's it.
Yes, that look right there. I agree. He was on a few weeks ago where he said that Homelander would kick Superman's ass because he's smart. Obviously, he knows.
Obviously.
God, we're talking about genius level intellect. He might be smarter than Superman.
Right. He's definitely smarter than Superman.
He's got to be. He's got to be. We should have him play chess or something. Anyways, he was in an interview recently because actually the first 3 episodes of The Boys season 4 just dropped. I don't know if you knew that. So I'm behind. I haven't seen any of them yet.
I haven't either.
But anyways, he was in an interview and they asked him about superhero fatigue, and he says no, not at all. Actually, I question where the fatigue lies, and I think without digging into specifics of anything that has or hasn't been successful, I'm very curious to see what happens around any notion of superhero fatigue when James Gunn's superhero projects come out. Basically, like talking about quality. I mean,
right.
James Gunn, I know we joke about the DCU a little bit, but he directed all the Guardians movies. Guardian 3, great movie, right? So to his point, like, is it fatigue? Because when he puts something out, people go watch it. They go, good movie, right?
Yep.
I mean, we've seen things like The Batman. We've seen things like Spiderman Into the Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse. I didn't feel fatigued going to see that. Did you?
No. I felt fatigued with Madam Web, though.
Exactly.
In Moon Knight and She-Hulk and Captain Marvel.
Right.
That's fatigue.
Yeah. So he goes on and says, I don't think the audience is fatigued. Let me put it that way. I think the audience is hungry. And he goes, we were just down in Mexico doing some thing down there, and he said they were hungry as hell for superhero content. So I think he didn't go as far as we're going to go.
Right.
But I feel like what he's saying is it's not a superhero fatigue. It's a quality issue.
I agree.
And I think once again, spot on, dude. Spot on. We should have Anthony Starr come on and do an agree to disagree.
Right.
I pulled some stats, Adrian, because, I like to, like you said, fact check. I was going to fact check this, right? So 2008 is when the MCU kicked off. Iron Man, right? That movie dropped, did $585 at the box office. There were 5 comic book movies dropped in 2008. Iron Man, Incredible Hulk with your boy Edward Norton, The Dark Knight, Hellboy 2, and then Hancock with Will Smith. Speaking of, the wild slapper over there.
Right. I like that. The wild slapper.
Big Willie style. Right. Yo, Big Willie style means something completely different now.
Right, exactly.
Did you know the only movie out of those 5 to hit $1 billion was The Dark Knight? Just over $1 billion.
Oh, yeah?
Yep. But anyways, 5 movies in 08. There was only 2 in 09, Watchmen and X-Men Origins. But every year there's been about 4 or 5. 2010 there was 4, 11 there was 4. And then we even get up to recently. So 2017, there were 6 movies. 2018, 7. So, I mean, we're going from 5 to 7. Is that really going to cause fatigue, 2 more movies?
No, I mean, how many horror movies come out that nobody talks about fatigue?
Exactly.
How many, and those get real shitty.
Yep.
How many thrillers, how many dramas, how many comedies that aren't comedic? I mean, there's a lot of different genres. I think people are still trying to silo comics, outside of the mainstream, but it's a movie genre at this point.
Right.
It's not a comic book movie. It's a movie. And if you come out with 4 or 5 or 6 or 10 of that genre in a year, that's not fatigue.
No.
It's definitely a quality issue.
It is a quality. And I think what happened was the MCU, their quality was so good for so long. Now, they had a miss here and there, right?
Sure.
But then it got to the point where they had a handful of misses in a row. And then everyone else puts out shitty movies, DC. So we're used to that. Like, they're used to that, but now it's like, oh, Marvel, you too? Y'all are going to put out shitty movies?
Right.
So I think it was a shitty movie fatigue, actually.
Probably.
Because you could handle, like, 1 or 2 shitty movies a year. But if you're giving me 6 movies and 4 of them are shitty, then I'm going to be a little fatigued.
Exactly.
It's kind of like you eat sunflower seeds?
I do not.
You do not. Have you ever?
Yeah, it's not that I don't like them. It's just not one of those things that's on my in my wheelhouse when I go shopping.
Okay, but you've eaten them before.
Sure.
You ever get that nasty tasting seed?
Yep.
Does that mean that you're not going to eat sunflower seeds again?
So, no, to answer your question, right? But like Dunkin' Donuts, not promote Dunkin' Donuts because they failed to send the box of Joe, right?
I didn't see one today either.
You go to Dunkin' Donuts and you ask for a cinnamon raisin bagel, right? However you want it, plain, toasted, butter, whatever, right? And that first bite, because you know where they put the cinnamon raisin bagels? Underneath the onion bagels.
Oh, man.
And that first bite
like
is onion. And it's like, dude, you just messed up my whole day.
Yep.
Forget the coffee. You throw the coffee away. Right. You throw the rest of the bagel away. You spit the bagel out. It's just ruined. But so, yes, that's the long answer too. Yes, I have done that.
So let's talk about that bagel, right?
Right.
Let's say you got 7 of them in a week.
Yep.
And 2 of them taste like onion. The other 5 were pretty good.
Yep. No, I do not stop buying the bagels.
No, but if you got 7 of them and 6 of them tasted like onion, might maybe change your.
Well, that's when you fire the coach.
There you go.
You go in there like, hey, manager boy or girl, listen, can you just take the flavored bagels, take the cinnamon raisin bagel and shift it above the onion ones, and everybody's happy.
Right.
It's just a small move. Let me demonstrate. Shift to the top.
And then you won't be bagel fatigued.
And there you go.
So, yeah, I don't think it's a fatigue issue at all. I mean, I'm going back, like, think about, 2018.
Yep.
I'm gonna name the 7 movies that came out. Black Panther, first one, great movie. Infinity War, amazing movie. Deadpool 2, really good movie. Ant-Man and the Wasp,
not so much.
A bathroom break, like, I don't. Aquaman, the first one.
I like that movie.
You like that one?
Yep.
Into the Spider-Verse, amazing movie.
Right.
Venom, a weird, or as you put it, badly entertaining movie.
Right.
So that was 2018.
Right. So out of those 7, out 2.
Yep.
Venom and Ant-Man.
Yeah.
Actually, which one? Which Ant-Man?
The second one.
The second one?
Yeah.
Actually, that wasn't bad either.
It was okay.
No. So, but I put Aquaman. I put Venom at the bottom.
Yep.
And then Aquaman, and then everything else.
There you go. 2019, Endgame, amazing. Far From Home, really good. Captain Marvel, a piece of shit.
Yep.
Shazam, another piece of shit. Did you like Shazam? I did.
I liked it, dude.
Okay,
it was
I
good.
I take that back.
Oh, you can have your opinion. We can have different opinions. That's
I haven't
okay.
even seen it, so I was really just asking for your validation.
Yeah, no, it was a good movie.
Okay. Joker, I thought was okay.
I did not see that. So so I'm not gonna say I liked it or didn't because I never saw it.
Dark Phoenix, an atrocity. And then the remake to Hellboy, I don't know why we needed a remake.
I don't know.
But my point, right?
Yep.
It gets shitty. 2021, you had Black Widow. Why do we need this movie? Shang-Chi was okay. Eternals, a bore fest. No Way Home, amazing. Suicide Squad, atrocious. And Zack Snyder's Justice League, overrated and slow.
Okay, so we had one good movie out of that year. Okay,
exactly. So I'm not going to go through every year, but I'm not fatigued, dude. I'm just fatigued of seeing shitty movies. So,
well, I mean, just like, they keep bringing back, Martha, Kal-El, Uncle Ben, all this stuff.
You said Martha.
we get fatigued off of, that kind of stuff, but we're still excited about what's coming out next.
Correct.
So, I mean, they can very easily correct the fatigue, however you want to look at it.
Yep.
Just bring back some more amazing stuff, and I think this Wolverine Deadpool is going to do it for the year.
I think so, too, dude. I think I'm looking forward to it, and we will definitely be covering it here.
Is anything else coming out this year after Deadpool? Wolverine?
Oh yeah, we got we went through the list before. There's Kraven the Hunter. That'll be out, right? Yep. There's Joker 2. As far as there's nothing else MCU related. Okay. I don't believe. There's the Venom 3. We saw that trailer a few weeks ago with the freaking horse Venom and all kinds of. So a lot of insanity coming out here.
I think out of that short list, I'm looking forward to seeing the Kraven the Hunter.
I think that would be pretty good.
Movie, yeah.
I bet it will be the best of these stupid Sony universe movies without Spider-Man.
Right.
Maybe that could possibly lead to a Spider-Man,
Yeah.
I think Venom 3 looks like it's going to be an atrocity. I don't think that will be badly entertaining. It'll just be badly unentertaining. Blue Beetle is a movie that we reviewed here.
Yeah.
We gave a pretty good rating, right? It was better than we expected.
I'll go with that.
We were pleasantly surprised compared to, it was definitely one of DC's better movies in the most recent years, right?
Sure.
There was some idiot on TikTok going back and forth with me saying that The Flash was better than Blue Beetle.
What?
Yeah, and he's just literally writing me paragraphs, and I'm like, is this Ezra Miller's burner account or something? So I think it was, actually, because we were talking about him throwing chairs and shit last week, so he's probably attacking us online.
Is he even coming out in anything?
No, he's coming out all right, but I don't know.
No, he's already out.
He's been out all different ways.
It's funny you see somebody like that and you've never seen, because I've never seen or heard of Ezra Miller before The Flash, right?
No.
And then you kind of flip through Netflix and Prime, and you see a couple of movies with him in it.
Yep.
I mean, nothing that you'd actually want to watch anyway. But it's just to me, this person just came out of a different universe and popped into Flash, did a horrible job, and then disappeared again. So that's why I was asking if he was that. Does he even have a job now?
Let's hope not. But
listen, I'm not about stepping on getting in any man's way to eat or feed his family.
Sure.
Just do it over there somewhere.
I just, what? Let's bring Jonathan Majors back. Then you can bring Ezra Miller back.
Okay.
Let's do that.
That's
Let's
fair.
do that first. A trade for a trade. So that's the hill I'm dying on. Blue Beetle though, not a bad movie. I think, really up until the end, it was a pretty good movie. Then it got a little crazy, like a lot of. It's just like a comic movie trend, right? We had to go so big with the third act, and then it's too big. Like, dude, slow down. But they're working on an animated series, dude, Blue Beetle. And it's produced by pretty much the same producers of the movie. Now, it'll be an animated series. It's not going to tie in. It's going to be its own story. But, I was not a huge Blue Beetle fan. I didn't really know who the character was prior to that movie, right? But now after seeing that, kind of getting some basis, I'm actually kind of interested in watching this. How's that? That's going to be the same version of Blue Beetle, like that same, what's his name, Jaime.
Right.
But it's not going to follow that story. So I think this sounds pretty cool.
It sounds pretty cool. I knew who the Blue Beetle was, but to me, he was on par with like a She-Hulk. Just somebody in the background. Probably would have been a hidden gem or maybe a hidden gem,
Were you familiar with the Jaime Blue Beetle? Because he's the third one. Jaime Reyes, and there was 2 others before. Which
the before?
Okay, the girl's dad.
Yeah, well, because this is like a whole scarab, Egyptian.
Yep.
It's almost like
It's like Moon Knight
thing.
thing. Yep.
Yep.
You
Something.
See how we connected like that, bro?
Right, like instantly.
Wasn't even planned, dude.
Right. We literally said like
telepathic.
the same time, dude.
That's just what.
So, I was familiar with the old one. Only because this is a different iteration, and they just keep going through, just like Moon Knight and Dr. Fate.
Right.
These entities take over things, and then when the body gets too old or too frail or killed or whatever, it moves on. So
dude. So I'll probably check this out now, especially now that like X-Men '97, I think it set a kind of new bar for these animated shows, and it also showed that everything doesn't need to tie together.
Right.
Like X-Men '97 doesn't need to tie into the MCU. When we eventually see the X-Men in the MCU, let that be its own thing.
Sure.
I think sometimes everything being too connected may cause a little fatigue in the fact that like I have to watch these 34 movies before I see the new Thor movie because I won't know what's happening.
Sure. Yeah. Right.
More Deadpool Wolverine rumors, Adrian. So we do know that Hugh Jackman will be wearing that iconic blue and yellow suit.
Okay.
We also know that he will wear the mask at some point in this movie.
Okay.
Now, I think they're listening to me because if you remember a couple months back, I said, do not show us actual Hugh Jackman in the mask until the movie. Mm-hmm. I don't want to see it.
Right.
The first time I don't want to see it in a trailer. Now, I don't care if it's like, oh, here's an action figure, here's what it's going to look like, but I don't want to see the physical Hugh Jackman in that mask until I go watch the movie. Mm-hmm. And they've honored my request so far.
Sure.
But there's a little, this is like a statue or something. I'm going to spin this around to show you. So that's what they're saying it's going to look like.
Okay.
I'm thinking it looks pretty cool, right? Fitting.
Yeah.
Now, everyone, and maybe not everyone, I sound like my little kids. Everyone, it's like 3 people.
Right.
But so 3 people are asking, how long is he going to wear the mask in the movie? Because we've seen a handful of footage and trailers and he ain't got the mask on, right? So the rumor is he's going to wear it for about a total of 10 minutes. And now there was also a little odd rumor that I kind of hope this part isn't true. The reason he's wearing this costume in the movie is to honor his fallen teammate Cyclops, because I guess this version of Wolverine had been asked by Cyclops to wear the blue and yellow, and he always was opposed to it. So Cyclops is now dead in this universe, and he's honoring Cyclops by wearing the uniform. I hope that's not the fucking reason.
I mean, to me that sounds like nonsense.
Yeah.
I would be surprised at 10 minutes. I mean, I would almost think that he would put it on, think it's stupid, and just rip it right off.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's 10 minutes, it's 10 minutes.
Yeah. Oh, so you think it'll be less than 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
But hey, whatever. But that homage to Cyclops, the fact that he was in this threesome, with Jean. And I mean, why would you do that? I mean, it's almost like, I love you, but I'm going to, hit up your girl over here, and then you're dead, and then I'm going to honor you. It's like, dude, why?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm hoping that part's not true. Dude.
Yeah. Hopefully that is just a rumor.
Exactly. Now, I actually hope he's in the mask longer. One of my pet peeves about live action comic book movies, and I think I know why they do it, is why do we have to see the hero unmasked so often? They did it in a lot of the Spider-Man movies, right? By the end of the movie, his mask is ripped off, and they have to tell us it's Tobey Maguire. They've done it with Tom Holland, or he'll just straight up take his mask off mid-fight because he feels like it. Batman, same shit, right? And a lot of them, like the old Michael Keaton, rips the rubber. I am going to see a superhero. I want to see the damn superhero.
Right.
I don't want to see the freaking actor. So I wish that they would be in the mask more.
Sure. You don't see Daredevil ripping his off.
Exactly.
I mean, it might get ripped off during a fight or something, but he's not going around, oh, well, I can't breathe.
Yeah.
And pull it off.
I just feel like they always write into a reason why his mask has to be ripped. Which, dude, let him wear a damn mask. We've been waiting all this time to see it.
So let me ask you this.
Yep.
Why is that even important? Why is it important? Why is there so much talk around how much time Hugh Jackman is going to wear Wolverine's mask and all this other kind of stuff?
I think just because fans, we have been waiting to see a comic accurate suit on Wolverine. Like, because Hugh Jackman was a great Wolverine, right? And the only thing that was missing from his portrayal was that suit. Like, we've seen amazing fight scenes. The claws are great. The healing ability. He had the look down in a lot. I mean, you always talking about his big ass vein and shit.
Well, I was going to say the vein compensated for all of that. The mask, the suit, everything.
We even got to see Berserker Rage in Logan. You know what I mean? Like, we've seen so much good from him, but like the one thing that's missing is that damn icon. We've seen Batman in his suit. We've seen Spider-Man in an iconic suit. So for me, I can't speak for everyone. Maybe I can. I'm speaking for everyone. I think that's why, Adrian.
Okay. All right. That's fair. I was just curious as why, it's like I'm so used to not seeing him with the mask.
Right.
It's like it's nonsensical to me at this point. I mean, obviously in the movies, right? In the MCU, we're not trying to keep Wolverine's identity a secret, right?
No.
He's not going down to the local bagel shop getting onion infested cinnamon raisin bagel. So
Russell Crowe, he's talking, dude. He might.
My man Russell.
I like Russell Crowe, right?
Yeah, I do too.
I think he broke your 2 superhero role.
What about?
So he played Superman's father in Man of Steel.
Okay,
Jor-El. Yep, right. He also played Zeus in Thor: Love and Thunder.
Okay,
remember that atrocity? Yeah. And he will soon appear as Kraven's estranged. Now, this may. I think I know how he'll get off on a technicality here, but you can correct me. He will play Kraven's estranged father in Kraven the Hunter.
That's good. That's cool.
Does that count as 3 or no?
That's not being in a superhero movie is not playing a superhero in the movie.
Okay.
So he's just a bystander at this point.
Got it.
I mean, he's kind of that would make him like a prominent feature in the movie. Being somebody's father. Because he's gonna shape this kid who later on becomes Kraven. But no, that doesn't break the rule.
Ain't that funny though? He plays the dad of 3 different characters. Like he's just the dad, dude.
Hey, there you go.
Happy Father's Day.
Happy Father's Day.
How funny is that? He played the dad of Superman and Thor.
Right.
2 big ass, strong, dumbass characters, So maybe he's just an idiot. But he made some comments about, and he see, they dance around too much. They're not like us. But Dakota Johnson, who was in the beloved film Madam Web,
right?
she made some statements saying that it felt like art being made by a committee. Like, almost like taking a jab at we're actors, we're supposed to be artists, and it felt like they were trying to make art, but there was a committee behind them. Like,
wait a minute, what was?
Making Madam Web.
Oh, see, so once again, it sounds like she is speaking for the movie, which is not her position.
Correct.
She can speak about her role in the movie, but not the overarching or the broad strokes about the movie. Who cares, dude? Right. Yeah, I mean, you was in a shitty movie. Move on.
Exactly.
You are an actress. Well, act in the next movie. Move on. Put it behind you. Yeah. You are going to make some shitty movies.
And you also read the script before you accepted the movie, right? Like,
exactly.
They didn't force you.
Know what you're getting into.
Yep. So then that's kind of what he said. Like, he was very cautious. Like, I don't want to, make any comments to what anyone else said. Then he goes, "You're bringing out my impish quality of my humor." Whatever that means. This is the part that actually matters. He goes, "You're telling me you signed up for a Marvel movie and some fucking universe for cartoon characters and you didn't get enough pathos? Not quite sure how I can make this better for you. It's a gigantic machine and they make movies at a certain size. These are jobs. Here's your role, play your role. If you're expecting this to be some type of life-changing event, I think you're here for the wrong reasons."
I like that.
Dude, I love it.
That. It couldn't have been, except for pathos. Yeah. I mean, he was pretty right to the point,
Right. Yeah. But I mean, what he's saying is, dude, these are Marvel movies. Yeah. These are cartoon characters. This is their universe.
Right.
If they bring you in to do your job, you just do your job and shut up.
Exactly.
This is not where you're going to win your art award and where you're going to express it. Like, they're not, for the most part, Marvel movies are not going to be life-changing events.
No. They are entertaining, and you need to understand the character that you get into. Don't complain about the blue paint.
Right.
Don't complain about it takes 8 hours to put the suit on.
Correct.
You should know all these things going in, and then you accept it or not. And if you don't understand, why don't you read the role in the comics? There's
Correct.
40 or 50 years of comics on the character that you're getting ready to play, unless they create somebody, right? Yep. Then you should understand that. And then when it comes to the costume, once you get with makeup and say, hey, how long would it take to put on this suit? Well, 13 hours. Oh, okay, that's not for me.
Yeah.
Move on.
Absolutely, dude. Yeah, it's I agree with him wholeheartedly.
Oh, yeah.
You know what you're getting into. This is what they do. And this is also why they've gotten rid of actors in the past. Like we talking about Edward Norton.
Yeah.
This is pretty much his main issue as well. He was on the set of the movie. He wanted to change the script. Like he wanted to be a true actor and influence the movie. And they're like, dude, we're building this big ass universe. We just want you to play Hulk and Bruce Banner and shut the fuck up. Like that's all we want you to do. Right. You know, we don't want you to bring all that creativity into this. Like we got our own plan already.
And what has he been in since that?
Nothing, because he's too artsy, I guess.
I actually since that point he kind of fell off the radar.
Yep.
I mean, I'm not a big Edward Norton fan, but I've liked the movies that he has played in. It's always good to see him come out and play these roles.
Yep.
Yeah, but since the Hulk, dude, I just really haven't seen a lot of him.
Yeah. No, he he did Fight Club and the Hulk, I think, and that was about it. So
wasn't the Fight Club before the Hulk?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep. All right, we're going to wrap up comic news and rumors with a little thumbs up, thumbs down like we always do. Are you ready?
Ready.
All right, number one, Deadpool and Wolverine projected to do $200 million at the box office in its first week. I'm thinking it's going to be on track to do $1 billion. I give this a huge thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Let's go. Can't wait for that, dude. Homelander, my man Anthony Starr, Homelander says there's no superhero movie fatigue. Maybe it's a quality issue, what he alluded to. I'm going to double down on his statement.
Yep.
It's definitely a quality issue and give him a thumbs up.
Right. Thumbs up.
Dude, Anthony Starr, he should come on the show, dude.
Something, dude. Just show up. Just get on board for the next Wolverine. I'd be happy with that.
Oh, there we go.
Right.
Yeah, and he's already got the height down, or lack thereof. So that's
or that.
Yeah, but I mean, he knows that Homelander would defeat Superman.
Yeah.
He said it himself.
That's it.
I got to believe him.
Yep.
You know? I didn't hear Henry Cavill come out or David Cornsweet say anything.
Right.
So we're going to just go with him. All right, next, Wolverine. Wolverine rumored to wear the mask for about 10 minutes in the new Deadpool Wolverine movie, and they're saying it's some kind of ode to Cyclops for some reason. So I'm going to give that a thumbs down.
Yeah, I agree. Thumbs down.
I want to see him wear it longer, and I don't want to see him support Cyclops.
I don't care about either one of those things.
Okay. Why'd you give it a thumbs down?
Because it's nonsense.
Okay.
The fact that he's wearing it, I don't care.
Yeah.
Because we've seen him 10 or 15 years now without it, so don't really care at this point. And the reason that they're rumored, the reason that he is rumored to wear it is absolute nonsense to me.
Yes.
So thumbs
Gotcha.
down.
All right. Blue Beetle animated series confirmed to come soon from DC Studios. I'll give him that a thumbs up.
It'd be cool to see. Thumbs up.
Yep. Russel Crowe says actors should know what to expect when acting in Marvel movies in a nutshell. And I love his statement.
Right.
And I like him even more now for saying that. So thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
Is that are you going to give him a redemption for playing Zeus in Thor Love and Thunder because of this statement or no?
Him playing Zeus is like, I don't know, he was like a stem cell. He just meant nothing. So it wasn't oh my God, is Russell Crowe playing? I don't care, dude.
Yeah, I thought it was badly entertaining.
So no, I am not going to give him redemption for playing that.
Got it. He is not forgiven.
No.
But he also didn't complain about it.
No.
He didn't pull Jennifer Lawrence or
right.
Dakota Johnson. So, all right. Well, there you have it. News and rumors. Thumbs up, thumbs down. We're going to move on to a fun segment here, Adrian. I don't know if it's going to be fun for you. This is higher and lower.
Wow.
This is where you say I take advantage of you. I say I take advantage of the fact that you don't pay attention to Rotten Tomatoes.
Right.
That hasn't changed in the past week.
No, it has not.
All right. So we're going to use Blue Beetle as our base this week.
All right.
Okay. You don't know this movie's Rotten Tomatoes score?
No.
Okay. You think it's good or bad?
I think it's, in the context of good or bad, I think it's good.
Okay. All right. Well, we'll see. Blue Beetle. Did Blue Beetle score higher or lower than The Flash on Rotten Tomatoes?
Lower.
Wrong.
Okay.
Did Blue Beetle score higher or lower than Fast X on Rotten Tomatoes?
Jesus.
Yep.
Fast X. Lower?
0 for 2. You lost last week. You won the week before. Outside of that, I don't know anything else.
It doesn't matter. I'm losing.
Okay. You're losing right now.
Okay.
But guess what? There's 3 more. You can redeem yourself right now. Okay.
Or not.
You don't have a lot of faith in this round. Did Blue Beetle score higher or lower than Black Adam?
Lower.
Did Blue Beetle score higher or lower than Guardians of the Galaxy 3?
Lower.
Yes. Ding, ding, ding. Last but not least, did Blue Beetle score higher or lower than the Marvels?
The Marvels lower.
Nope. So you had less faith in Blue Beetle than so you were 1 out of 4 today, Adrian.
Mm-hmm.
Now Blue Beetle's score was 78% on Rotten Tomatoes. Yeah, that's fair and it's a little high.
Maybe a tad bit high. I would say 70, 72, something like that. But not insane.
Not offensive.
You know, if it was like a 90 or something, I'd be like, I would call bullshit. But,
y'all are drinking over there before you're rating the. Yeah, I'd agree. I think 78 is a little high. I would probably say 70.
I give him a C.
Yeah, C. It was
69 or better.
Yeah, it wasn't horrible, but I mean, no, I'm not in a rush to go rewatch it again.
Wait a minute, is a C still 69 or better these days, or they come up with 70, some purple award kind of system now?
I think it's still okay. I was a C student, so. The Flash, this movie got a 63% on Rotten Tomatoes. I think that's high.
It's high.
They were high when they rated that one.
Should have been 50s.
Yes. Fast X, 56.
That's kind of appropriate.
That movie sucked, dude.
Right.
Like, of all the Fast movies, that was one of the worst ones. They ruined Jason Momoa's character. Was wasted.
Oh my god! And then he came out in a dress or some makeup or something like that. Why was that even required?
He was just trying to be weird instead of be you just show. Okay, you're a weird guy. Cool, we got it. Like, I don't know. Guardians of the Galaxy 3, 82. I think that's low, dude. I would give that movie like a 90, dude. I thought it was the best of the trilogy. Yeah. But dude, Rotten Tomatoes, y'all, you get your shit together. All right, knock it off. The Marvel, 62. That's high. Actually,
that's about right.
Yeah,
that's about right.
I'd probably even go 65. Maybe it wasn't horrible. So, Blue Beetle, according to us and Rotten Tomatoes, was better than The Flash. I agree with that.
Yeah.
Was better than Fast X.
Yeah.
Definitely. Was better than Black Adam.
No.
Nope. I don't agree with that one. Was not better than Guardians 3. I agree with that. And it was better than the Marvels. Which one's bad?
I put them on par.
If you had to, you're in jail. You know my favorite question. You're in jail. You got to watch Blue Beetle or the Marvels to get out. Which one you watching? Rewatching because we've already seen it. I'd
actually watch the Marvels because the Blue Beetle pissed me off more than anything else.
Yeah.
You know, with the. You know, you got the $80,000 truck. The whole premise with me is they stereotype the family.
Yes.
You know, you got a Hispanic family. They're losing their house, but the uncle who's a genius that can fly alien spaceships with an $80,000 truck, right?
Right.
Can't save the house.
Correct.
I mean, come on, dude.
Yep. Yeah, no, it was pretty moronic.
I mean, at the very least, Calderon grandma should have went and robbed a bank or something.
Dude.
You know.
Yeah, seriously. But yeah, so I think I agree. The Marvels didn't have that major letdown at the end where it was just like it didn't get too stupid, right? You know? Ain't no one's favorite movie. Yeah, so I think Rotten Tomatoes. The Marvel wasn't a letdown because it never went up. You know, it just kind of like stayed at this baseline throughout the whole thing. Had a couple little dips in there, Darby with the grill. Yep.
I mean, I'm surprised they didn't put spinners on a spaceship, but I mean, outside of that.
All right, well there you have it, dude. Up next, Adrian, we have our hidden gem.
All right.
I have no idea who it is this week. We had last week you had Cyborg.
Yep.
Right, hidden gem. Week before we had Lobo, and then we had Morph the week prior, I think. And there was Superman actually had some shine recently.
Right.
So you had a couple DC ones recently.
Yep.
Dude.
Yep.
Who do you got going on this week?
Well, this week we want to switch back over to Marvel.
Okay.
So I saw this character when I was growing up. So I was in this, with Iron Man, you get into the whole, super suit thing, right?
Yep.
So this week is Stingray.
Okay.
You ever heard of him?
Stingray.
No. So.
Okay.
So remember the Guardian from Canada, Alpha Flight?
Yep.
Remember that? So the reason I chose this person, so last week we were talking about, everybody's a genius, genius level intellect, right? So they didn't list him with a genius level intellect, but he's a smart dude. He's a doctor, right? So like the Guardian. So the Guardian was a doctor who was working like in mines and stuff like that. So he developed this suit to help mine. Well, This guy's a doctor. He's an oceanographer. what's his name? Walter Newell, 616. Walter Newell was a oceanographer, and so obviously he spent a lot of time underwater. So he developed this suit akin to the matter of fact, it looks pretty much like the Guardian suit, except he's got like these wings or something on him, right?
Yeah.
So he developed this suit to help him underwater. Now, interestingly enough, I mean, he's been around all the majors, right? He was friends with Namor because a lot of stuff happens on the water that people don't know about, and Namor, you know, the Prince of the Seas and all this other kind of stuff. So, you know, he became fast friends with Namor. He was attacked by Iron Man, right? Because Iron Man, when Hammer stole all of his tech and started putting it in all these suits, and then Tony got all pissed off and started going around and, you know, taking all his tech back.
Justin Hammer.
Right? So he thought, Iron Man thought that Newell had incorporated his tech into his suit. Okay. So he attacked him underwater, knocked him out, knocked him unconscious, and he did something to try to activate the energy source for the Stingray suit, and then realized that, well, it's not his tech, and then just bounced, right? Of course, that, you know, was a black eye for Tony because he attacked his poor doctor and all this other kind of stuff. So he's been around. He's been an Avenger. He's been seen a lot with Namor and things like that. So he's been around, but basically he has this suit of armor that he developed for underwater exploration, but it just so happens that, you know, he's also using it like the Guardian, right? To do superhero stuff.
Okay.
Right. So the suit, you know, obviously if it's underwater, it's designed to allow him to withstand the pressure. He can go down 12,000 feet, right? Has jets and stuff in it that allows him to go through the water, cruise at 50 or so knots. You know, no major speed. His top speed, we don't know what that is. Like a Stingray, he has electric blasts, right? Yeah. Communication systems built in, you know, all these kind of things. So he's not a major guy, but I thought it was noteworthy because, you know, we look at people like the Guardian, who's, you know, his suit is obviously more awesome than the Stingrays. But, I mean, this is just a character from, like, when I was growing up. You know, like today, you would never hear of him.
Right.
But along the lines of, you know, smart people in comics and the things that average people do to make themselves stand out. So we had a conversation probably a couple months ago about what is normal. Mm-hmm. Well, people make themselves abnormal or subnormal because they don't think that they can do all this stuff that people, you know, do on TikTok, not knowing that it takes them 6 months to get that proper lighting and that perfect moment and stuff, right?
Yep.
So in the comic book world, you had this guy who developed some tech. I won't say he's like the Blue Beetle uncle kind of smart, right? He doesn't fly alien spacecrafts, but he developed a suit that allowed him to do his job more efficiently. But then he just decided to help other people out too, along with the Avengers and Namor and things like that. So these are the kind of characters that not only are not mainstream, they're not your Captain America, they're not your Superman, but, you know, and then you have these like Adam Warlock, they nerf him in the major movies and stuff like that. I mean, this dude is just like not even on the map at all.
Right.
But he is part of the comic book world, and he is one of those guys that I grew up with because of the tech. I got into it because of the tech. And along the lines of Iron Man, the Guardian, like even the Black Manta, the tech that's in his suit, all these Cyborg, all that stuff for me was in this technological silo that I was attracted to. Okay. So that's what we got this week. Walter Newell, Stingray. I at the time I thought this suit was pretty cool.
And you first heard of this character when? Like what were you reading, or where did you remember where you first seen him in?
Probably most likely the Avengers, because you got the Avengers, Namor, or Fantastic Four, because all of those guys kind of roll together and stuff.
Got it. Dude, I've never even heard of this guy.
Yeah.
And he's never been in any live action or animated or anything like that, right?
Nope.
All I know is he better watch out around Namor, though. If he's got like a wife or something, you know. I'm just saying, we know how Namor gets down, dude.
Yep.
Now, from a power set, though, where would you put, like, who would be, I guess, who would be a good person for him to go up against where they'd be pretty even? You know, like we got Wolverine and Sabretooth and shit like that. Like,
right.
who would, like last week you said Cyborg, we were talking about Iron Man. Right. Like if they both had all their tech, it'd be a pretty good battle. Like what level is this guy on?
This is a pretty low level guy. Remember, he built this suit for exploration, not for superhero stuff.
Got it.
You know, his place is really you know, oceanographic exploration and things like that. But because it does give him capabilities, like for example, it allows him to withstand the pressures of 12,000 feet on the water, which is a lot. And I'm assuming that he can come and go. You know how you have to depressurize when on your ascent when you're scuba diving.
Yep.
Well, I'm assuming he does not have to do that, right? He can just pop out. He can also glide, outside of the water for short distances.
Yep.
The suit gives him the capability. I don't know why everybody has to be like super strong, but 20 tons, that's a lot.
Yeah.
Right? That's probably 20 tons is probably 7 or 8 Ford F-150s.
Damn.
So I don't know what, probably when he, as a result of being down 12,000 feet, the strength is not because he's want to sit there and bench press things all day, but at that depth, I'm assuming that, it's hard to move around. Yeah. So the musculature of the exoskeleton has to enable him to move at those depths, which automatically gives him that kind of strength.
Got it.
So, and he has like at the time they called it everything was an atomic reactor for a miniature atomic reactor for a power source. And then, Tony came out with all this exotic power sources and then blew all this other kind of stuff away.
Right. Well, dude, another great hidden gem. And this
but I didn't answer your question.
Oh.
So he's a pretty low level guy.
Yeah.
Who would he go up against? I mean,
we're talking like Jubilee level. We're talking that low level.
I would put him at a Jubilee level. Yeah. All right. I definitely wouldn't put him. I definitely wouldn't put him up against Tony's Iron Man.
Oh, just
or Cyborg.
Got it.
Or I wouldn't even put him up against Captain America.
Damn.
Only because Captain America, like Black Panther.
Yeah.
Black Panther does have armor. Captain America does not. But these two guys, they also have a ton of combat experience.
Right.
So I would put him at a Jubilee level. Yeah.
Okay. Got it. And the thing that attracted you to him most was the suit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm big on tech.
Yeah.
Big on tech. And so the Guardian. I analyze what makes his suit work. Dr. Doom, what makes his suit work? Right, how can you reproduce those things outside of in the real world kind of a scenario?
Got it. Another great hidden gem. Is he genius level though?
I wouldn't call him genius level. They described him as like an extremely smart kind of guy. They never used the word genius.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. I'm assuming you don't have to be a genius to be a doctor, but to be a doctor, you have to be smart.
Correct.
Let's just say that.
All right. Well, there you go. Another great hidden gem. If you like that, check out more hidden gems on our YouTube page. Reason I asked about a genius, and you mentioned this a few minutes ago, I made a statement last week that there's too many geniuses in comics, right? And you kind of laughed like that. Now, you said there's too many unapplied geniuses.
Yes. And
then you asked me, how many mega level mutants are there? And there's somewhere around 20, right? Mm-hmm. So I did some research on geniuses in comics, and I stopped. I found 40 in DC and 40 in Marvel. Okay.
Wow.
I stopped there, and the list actually goes on. So I think it backs up my claim. But what I did say last week was we're gonna use this list. I think we use this list for a few weeks. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna pick some random geniuses on here, and you're gonna let me know if they are unapplied, as you said last week. Okay. So, now just to kind of, I'll give you. Actually, I won't even give you a sneak peek. I'm just gonna randomly pick some here. All right. So we have Rocket Raccoon is a genius on Marvel side. Is he applied?
I agree. Is he applied?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Henry McCoy, Beast.
Yes.
I agree. He's definitely applied. Let's see one who's not. Jennifer Walters, She-Hulk.
Definitely not applied.
I don't think so. No, I didn't even know she was a genius.
So let's just for our bazillion fans that's looking at us. In your mind, what does applied genius mean to you?
Applied would be, are they actually using that skill, right? So right. I mean, it kind of self-explanatory. But like you mentioned the Tom Holland Spider-Man,
right?
And that he would kind of fall under the unapplied.
Correct.
Because a lot of his tech, most of it he got from an applied genius, Robert Downey Jr.'s Iron Man. So I would say someone who has it, but they're not using it.
I just want to explain because somebody might pop in for the first time watching all the comics. We don't want to lose them.
Oh, they're gonna do that anyways, I'm like, you're wrong because I said so. It's like, okay, sure. Anyways, hey, you know what you could do? Like my man said last week, Eric Kripke. If you don't like it, you go watch something else.
Absolutely.
So, who else we got on here? Mr. Sinister.
I would say applied, considering what he's doing.
Emma Frost.
Unapplied.
I didn't even know. Like, I think maybe that too, if I didn't know they were considered a genius.
Right. I definitely didn't know that.
Now this is, we'll switch to DC for a few. Lex Luthor.
Applied.
Brainiac.
Applied.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. Tim Drake Robin.
What?
Yeah, I said the same thing. I didn't.
He's a genius in DC?
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was written by Rotten Tomatoes.
Selena Kyle, Catwoman. I would say unapplied.
I would say unapplied, but you can definitely see hints of it.
Yep.
Because she's not only, I would say, very, very smart, but she's also calculating. She's Batman kind of, because I wouldn't consider Bruce Wayne a genius.
You wouldn't?
I would not.
Oh, he's on here.
I'm sure he is.
Yeah.
I would say he's very smart and he's very intentional, but I wouldn't call him a genius.
So would he be an unapplied genius, or he's just not a genius?
I would say not a genius.
Okay. Oh, we have to, to see how the fans out there think about
because
that.
If you think about the Dark Knight series, right? Yeah, he spent all his time jumping around and all this other kind of shit, but who actually created his
Sure, that was all Lucius Fox.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly.
Is Lucius Fox on here? Would he
Probably
be a genius? Not. He's not on here, no.
Any black people on there at all? I'm just saying. Or asking. Yeah, exactly.
Nope. No, not on the. Oh, yes. Cyborg, Victor Stone.
Okay.
Yep. Would you say he's an applied genius? Yeah, which we talked about. Ra's al Ghul, applied genius?
Nah.
No. I mean, he just uses the damn, what's the shit called? The Lazarus pit.
Right. I mean, if you've been around for a few hundred years, you're gonna know a lot of stuff. But that doesn't make you a genius.
Right. Switch back to Marvel. Adam Warlock.
What?
Yeah.
Especially the way they depicted him in The Last Guardians. No, that dude's a dumb.
Yeah, he couldn't be further.
I mean, he's got power, but that doesn't make him a genius.
Right. Norman Osborn.
I'd
say applied, yeah. Forge.
Yes.
Yeah. Mora.
But so Forge, right?
Yeah.
Does his mutant ability make him like a genius? I mean, because he doesn't even know most of the stuff that he's doing or thinking about. He just know how to do it.
Right.
So is that? I mean, I would at the very least he's a genius, but I would take him even above out of that genius category.
Okay.
Because that's like his. It's different for me. It's different. I'm not saying that's correct.
Like he's a higher level. Or?
Yes, definitely a higher level.
Wow. All right. Thanos. Yeah.
Definitely not applied.
I don't think so.
I would say he's genius level intellect, but I wouldn't say applied.
Oh, last two. You asked about any black people on here. T'Challa.
Yeah.
Applied?
No.
Shuri.
Yes.
Applied?
Yep.
Definitely. Charles Xavier.
No. Shirt cocking it. No.
Shirt cocking it. And then last but not least, your boy Reed Richards.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yep, definitely. Well, there you have it. That was a little, we made that up as we go here, Adrian. Unapplied geniuses. Hit or miscast. This is where I will name 5 casting from superhero movies, and you let me know if it's a hit or miss.
Okay.
And actually, we had my man here, That Dude Pablo, on YouTube. He says, loving hit or miss, keep up the great content. Well, thank you, and we will, right? You want to keep up the great content?
Sure.
Yeah. out of curiosity. So he had a few that he asked some hit or miscast questions.
Okay.
So we're going to use his, and I added a couple more to that, right? So
Sure.
These are his. Edward Norton as Hulk / Bruce Banner. Was that a hit or miss?
It was a hit for me.
Okay. All right. John Cena as Peacemaker.
Since I don't have any reference to Peacemaker outside of John Cena, I would say a hit.
Have you even heard of that character prior to that?
No.
Me neither. Okay. Marissa Tomei as Aunt May.
Young Aunt May, definitely.
Yeah. I think that was a hit too.
Yeah.
It made more sense. Like I know in the comic it's always this old lady,
right?
But like it's his aunt. It's not his great aunt or grandmother. So the fact that he's a high school kid and his aunt was like 84 years old is kind of weird, actually. You know. Speaking of the Aunt May, so that's where his stopped. I added two more to kind of piggyback off of his Aunt May. Tom Holland as Spider-Man.
Hit.
Zendaya as MJ.
It took some time to grow on me, but I think a hit.
Yeah. I think it's hard for me because she is a hit as an actress playing that character, but that's not MJ.
Right.
And I know it's a different version. Now, I guess, could they have got the same thing accomplished if they made it an entirely new character, or did they have to keep the MJ name?
I think they had to keep the MJ name. I think it's nonsensical when they change characters like that. And by change characters, I mean like races or genders.
Yeah.
I think that's not necessary. There's so many other, like Stingray, right? There's so many other characters in comics that they can, and the other thing about it is that so Peter Parker has never had any other women in his life other than MJ and what's her face?
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy.
Yeah.
Come on, dude. Really?
Right.
I don't know. I mean, you could have slipped in.
Oh, nice catch there, dude.
Almost.
Look at that.
They could have slipped in somebody else, right? Some other side love interest or something. So, but they didn't have to make.
He's got Felicia Hardy, Black Cat.
Okay, yeah, I forgot about her.
Little.
Why is she not featured more in movies at all?
Right. That's a great point. So in a future, like they're getting ready to kind of revamp this whole Spider-Man, right? With the Spider-Man 4. It's not getting ready. I mean, with the way No Way Home ended, it's a grounded Spider-Man now. No one knows who he is, so it's kind of it's like a reboot in a way. There's gonna have to be some type of love interest. That's kind of Peter's deal, right?
Right.
So is it time for us to see a Gwen Stacy? Now we saw Gwen Stacy in The Amazing Spider-Man. And I thought, what's her name? Emma Stone did a great job as Gwen Stacy. It was probably one of the highlights of those two movies because they're a little uneven. But is it time?
Hold on, quick question.
Yep.
The way what's her face looks in Across the Spider-Verse with the gap tooth.
Yep.
Is that I'm just thinking now, did they make her like that because of Emma Stone?
Maybe.
There's
a subtle resemblance.
Right.
There. Yeah. Could be.
Interesting. Anyway.
Yes. And then in that one, that's, Miles is falling for Gwen Stacy. It's a little kind of twist there. But
but I mean, they could have made Miles anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, he's a black Spider-Man in a whole different universe, so that could work, right?
Sure. But do you think it's time for would you want to see a traditional MJ redhead next door kind of in this next movie, or would you rather see like the Gwen Stacy, the Felicia Hardy, something something different?
If they're gonna do MJ, make it the redhead that we know.
Okay.
If they're gonna do Gwen Stacy, make it the Gwen Stacy we know. If they're gonna do the Felicia Hardy, make her. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Stay true to the comics. Like,
you have a preference though. If you had to pick from the three, what would you rather see moving forward?
Moving forward,
yeah.
I'd rather see like a Felicia Hardy.
Yeah.
Because it's always tragic. Because Gwen Stacy is going to die at some point.
Right.
And I don't want to see Peter running after the version of MJ now, trying to recover her.
Correct.
Right?
Yep.
Either bringing somebody completely new or Felicia Hardy.
Yeah. Yeah, I would love to see Black Cat, Felicia Hardy on screen. That'd be really cool.
Right.
And the thing about the Gwen Stacy is we've already seen the Gwen Stacy death on screen, and if they do that again, then now it becomes like the whole Wayne. Now it's only a second time, but still, like we saw it. That was probably one of the highlights of that movie. Like that scene was done really well, And
no, we're not talking about the Tony Stark Iron Man snap kind of death.
No,
but
but
still,
right. We rated comic deaths, but it was an impactful moment. It was a better scene in that movie. Like it was, but unfortunately we had the neon blue freaking what's his name? Electro. Yeah, it kind of looked like your background there a little bit.
Right.
You know? So, I don't know if they peeped that, but Millionaire is over there just
just chilling,
looking all blue and shit, So
with the God light on it coming from
that's
above.
it, the God light. There you go. And we got this fetching helmet behind me. What'd you say earlier? Looking a little daunting, maybe?
A little daunting, yeah. Little Mephisto kind of vibe to it.
It is, dude. That's how we do it here on Father's Day weekend, But yeah, I would like to see a change up in this next Spider-Man venture, if you will, right? So. Ranking the X-Men 97 episodes, Adrian. We talked about this a few weeks back. So full transparency, I did not go back and look up our scores. So I'm thinking what we're going to do. We're going to pull up the episodes. We're going to rank them in order today. Okay. And then I'm going to go do some homework. I'm going to go back to our previous shows and find out what we ranked them in the past.
Okay.
And next week we'll compare. We'll see if, time has, changed our view a little bit here. Okay. So I rewatched a handful of these this past week.
So just a quick comment on, has time changed our stance? So when you cook, right?
Yeah.
You have cooked something.
I have cooked, yes.
Have you seasoned something and put it in the refrigerator? Let it marinate. Like you're on a barbecue.
Oh, yeah.
Now, does the seasoning over time change the meat?
Yeah, oh yeah.
Well, so I think you just answered your own question.
So you think some of our views might change?
Yes.
Okay.
I do.
So if I were do you have a number one episode of this show that stands out to you that was the hands down best episode?
Today is the best episode.
No, not our show. Oh, X-Men.
X-Men. Yeah.
I mean, there's I guess some of the highlights, right? You have Remember It. That's the Gambit sacrifice, the genocide on Genosha.
The thing that stands out the most to me is the iconic Rogue interaction with Captain America, and she throws his shield into the mountains. That episode.
Okay, that's Bright Eyes.
Right. So Rogue, I mean, literally, the way they did that character, that those scenes, I mean, Rogue went up to like the stratosphere for me.
Yes. So this episode, this is one of the ones I rewatched, by the way, Bright Eyes. I thought of you at that Rogue scene, right? And that is a great scene. And this is a great episode. This episode starts with the Gambit funeral.
Yep.
If you remember, Rogue's not there.
Right.
Right? Jubilee kind of feels some type of way. This is where they're trying to find Gyrick. They're trying to find Trask. And this is where we kind of learn about, like, what who the big bad is, right? We learn who Bastion is in this episode. Right. The first time we see these new Sentinels that are people that kind of turn into Sentinels. Like, there was a lot that happened in this episode. A lot of emotion in this episode.
Right.
Rogue, she was at someone else's funeral in Mexico, remember? She was kind of, and then Nightcrawler showed up. And there was something I picked up here that I didn't realize the first time I saw this. So Nightcrawler makes a mention, he kind of calls Rogue his adopted sister. Now, in a way, they kind of are, right? Like, Mystique adopted Rogue at one point.
Yes.
And Mystique is also the father of...
Yeah, right.
I mean, because she turned into a dude, got somebody pregnant, right? And then Nightcrawler. Like, that's legit his origin.
Sure.
So, in a way, him and Rogue could, like...
Sure.
So I didn't realize it the first time when I saw it. I'm like, oh, shit, I guess that makes sense, So that's why he was kind of there supporting her the whole time. And that's why when she was sleeping, he was like in her room waiting for her to wake up.
Okay, that's less creepy.
Yeah, it makes it a little, yes. It definitely, so that's really what I was looking for, Adrian, is to try to understand why he was in her room.
So you teleport around the world to watch somebody sleep. Yeah, that's creepy.
Yeah.
But, now that you're my sister,
correct,
I'm looking out for your best interest. Got it.
Yeah, as long as you're a good brother, So
right.
And this is when Cable comes back and he basically saves them from Gyrick. He has that EMP bomb, so overall, would that would be your favorite episode?
That'd be my favorite episode out of those. Yep.
Okay. So I think I'd still say Remember It's my first one. Okay. Bright Eyes is probably 2. And then we got the trilogy of Tolerance is Extinction. These are one when they find out that Xavier's still alive.
Yep.
Right. Before he's shirt cocking it.
Right.
And the first part of this trilogy, the big moment is when Magneto is released. And he basically destroys all the, the electro whatever waves in the world. Yep. That was a pretty big moment. This episode, it was good, but I wouldn't put it in the top.
After the Rogue thing, I think my next one would be like the Genosha attack.
Okay.
That was epic, dude.
Yes.
I mean, there was a lot went on in that. Besides, so Rogue, even Rogue, she accepted, she made Magneto think that she was going to accept being by his side.
Right.
But she actually did that. It was like a last dance with him. To say, yeah, I understand, what it means, but I can't do it because, I do love this other guy kind of a deal.
Yep.
And then he goes and get killed. Right. So there was a lot going on in that. The whole attack, the whole kind of like even the political part about, that episode. But a lot of carnage going on. But it also led into, like you said, we find out that Sinister is not the top of the food chain.
Correct.
So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, that was a big moment. So you're saying my number one is Remember It. Your number one is Bright Eyes. And keeping track of this as we go here because our assistants didn't come in today. Where have they been, by the way?
I don't know.
Jesus.
Man. Enjoying this lovely day. That's what's going on. So and every day before that for the past year.
Right, yeah, we've been by ourselves. So you're saying Remember It's your number two.
Yep.
My number two, I think I would say Bright Eyes is my number two. Yeah, so we got those first two flipped. But yeah, I thought that was a great episode. What else we got? So my number three, I'm going to look back at some of these first episodes.
What's the one where I as much as Cyclops is a boy scout. But anyway, so when Rogue took Captain America's shield and threw it into the mountain.
Yep.
Points for her went through the stratosphere for me, and points went down for Cap because at this point they portrayed him as like this United States Boy Scout. Yeah. I'm what she call him, a security guard or something like that.
The world's biggest cop or some shit like that.
So points went down for him, but the other one was when they displayed Cyclops, because I've never in all the comics that I've seen him display his powers that way. When he was moving himself, I think it was 2 different episodes. But when the Blackbird got blew up, and he was like, "Oh, you go and save everybody else," and he stopped it, saved himself. And when he was moving himself around the room with his optic blast, so even though he is a Boy Scout, I think he's got like some daddy issues, but that was a cool portrayal of his power. So definitely. Whatever the episode that was.
I'm trying to think. But I do know one thing I want to do is pick the worst episode, because I think that's easy.
Oh, yeah, that's easy.
That's the video game one.
Right.
Motendo Life Death one. This is Jubilee's 18th birthday.
Yep.
And they're all at home, whatever. And somehow Mojo Vision is like, or Mojo. He has a Mojo Vision was the TV show back in the animated. But there's a video game console that they start playing, and it's just, it's pretty much 15 minutes of stupidity, to be honest.
Right.
Like it was just a waste. It was felt filler.
Yep.
So for me, that's my number 10, dude.
Yeah.
That there was a little bit of that, because that episode's actually Motendo and then Life Death Part 1. So we see some of the Forge Storm storyline, right? What did you like that storyline? No, why not?
No. It was because in the back of my mind, the first thing I'm thinking about is, Xavier. He goes around jumping into everybody's minds and changing stuff, but he won't take this claustrophobia out of one of his more powerful students, And just turn it off, dude.
Right.
Just take the fear of being in a coffin away from her and let her be the maximum she can be. But no, he doesn't do that. So they had to make this whole episode about her crawling through a cave and being attacked by a bat and all this other nonsense. I didn't like that at all.
Got it. The first episode, To Me, My X-Men.
Oh my God.
Which I've heard way too many times.
But which one? Who do I go to? Do I go to him, or him?
Now this one, a year after Gyrick allegedly assassinated, Xavier or whatnot. And this is where we are introduced to the Roberto da Costa for the first time, right? And he kind of plays the role of like Jubilee in this season. Now, the role that Jubilee played in the first season of X-Men, where she's the new mutant, her parents don't understand, the Sentinels are trying to attack her in the mall, which we end up seeing later on.
Right.
This episode, I enjoy this episode. This is also where we find out that Magneto is going to be leading the X-Men.
Right.
Okay. Where would you rank this if you had to give this one a number on your 1 through 10?
I'd probably 5.
5.
Yeah.
Right in the middle of the road.
Yeah.
So not as bad as Motendo and these other ones, but
no.
I think that's bad. What would you put above this? You get the second episode. This is when Storm loses her abilities. So Magneto's now taken over, and he's saving some mutants in the beginning. Then he ends up going to trial. The Executioner tries to take him out. Storm steps in the way, losing her power.
Right. I will put that above. I would put that probably 4-ish.
4?
Because that was it didn't explain. I'm glad they tied it up with the Storm Forge thing later on, but it didn't explain, because the gun that took away Storm's power made it seem like this guy just in a lab just kind of put this thing together, but they then tied it in to where it was based off of Forge's technology that took away Storm's power. But I thought that this was a cool episode because it showed Magneto's restraint.
Yes.
And at the end when it proved him right in front of everybody, right? These people trying to attack, and he not only protects them, but then he takes them, the court and this assassin up.
Oh,
he could have very easily crushed him because he had his foot on his.
Oh, he flexed on them too. He was like, I could wipe y'all out right now. Like,
right. But he didn't. So that showed, I think, amazing restraint. And those are the kind of dynamics that I like to see. Yeah, I throw football stadiums on the White House every day for breakfast, right?
Right.
So anybody can do that.
Yeah.
But to show the emotional, mental restraint, I think is important.
Yeah.
So that was a cool thing for me.
Yeah. And this is also the episode where we see Madeline Pryor for the first time when she shows up to the X Mansion, all confused, not knowing where she is. So you leave on a cliffhanger. So this is and the fight, the battle at the courthouse was really cool.
Yeah.
Was this the episode where the Storm shows up and the Sentinels are like, Omega level mutant alert? Or not? I think that was maybe a couple before this.
Yeah.
That was a cool one too.
Did they make this before or after the June 6th Capitol Hill thing?
After, I believe. Oh, no, when did they actually make it?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it takes a couple years, so it could have been before.
I'm just saying.
There's a little influence. Are they a little too woke, like they said about?
Hey, this is the animated version of The Simpsons. Prediction. Nostradamus.
So, episode 2, Mutant Liberation begins. You'd put that number 4 on your list?
Sure.
All right. I would. I think I'm going to put that number. You know what? Oh, it's hard because it's such a good show.
What's the one where Xavier wakes up in the house is destroyed? He goes out in his plaid, blankie, and then Magneto drops out the sky with asteroid M. I mean, that one. I would put. I'm going to put that one low.
Okay.
Only because it's like, dude, why? I mean, how? You got Storm, who's this atmospheric goddess, and you got this dude bringing in a whole planet inside the atmosphere, and she didn't detect it.
Got it.
She's off, standing on top of some warehouse watching Jubilee and Sunspot get attacked, where he could have just flown them out.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of nonsense to me in that episode.
Okay.
I will put whatever that is.
Yep. That is part 2 of Tolerance's Extinction. That's the same episode where Magneto rips the adamantium out of Wolverine. It ends with that. So you'd put that where? That'll be low? Would that be 9? That low?
Nah, I put it like maybe 7 or 8.
All right.
Only because it was just nonsense.
Okay. So that's Tolerance's Extinction 2. You put that 7.
And that's also the episode where one of our guests came up with shirt cocking it.
Yeah, it is, dude.
Xavier on the pier with his little plaid blankie.
Yep. I would Dude, see, I actually really love that episode.
Well, you liked it because of the adamantium coming out and stuff. But
I'm gonna put that. I'll put that number 4.
Okay.
Yep. So I got Tolerance is Extinction 2 at number 4. You got Mutant Liberation Begins at number 4. That's how we do it here, dude. Just make it up as we go. All right. What else we got? So Tolerance Extinction. We'll just rank all 3 of these real quick. So the first one, this is the one where the UN, they reveal to the world that Xavier's alive. The X-Men don't even know this yet.
Yeah, but there was news leaked by Sinister, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. And this is also when Cyclops, Jean, and Cable travel to Pennsylvania, and we learn about Bastion's origin. They confront his mom, right? And then she turns into the Prime Sentinel and attacks them. And this is also where there's an amazing bit of dialogue in this from, I forget her name, the government chick, the blonde girl.
Yeah.
Where she basically, Dr. Cooper, where she says to, I think it's Bastion, she basically she says Magneto was right.
Right.
I love her little speech there. And then she's the one that actually releases Magneto. Magneto goes up. Now, the only downfall here is I don't know why he's in tighty whities. Like, he had, like, all these different costumes. And why is Bastion got him in his tighty whities? I don't know. That's weird, too. But anyways, he flies up, as you call his skippies, right?
Yep.
Skivvies. And then he magnetizes the whole world. And as Wolverine put it, he declared war on the entire world. Xavier shows up at the end with his little wasp suit he's wearing for some reason. Speaking of Ant-Man and the Wasp, it's funny too. Like the minute Wolverine says, like, we really could use Xavier, man, just like crashes into the mansion. But that was the first Tolerance is Extinction. Would you put that above the second one, the one you put at number 7? Is that a better episode to you?
I wouldn't call it a better episode as much as it was an essential episode. Okay. Because it explained a lot.
Yeah.
It was more drama than action. So I would say it's essential. I put it above, probably because it was a required episode.
Okay. I'm gonna put that at 6 for me.
Okay.
Where you want to put that one? Your other one, you put 2 at 7.
2 at 7. Do I have any slots above?
Yep, you got 5 and 3.
I put that at 5.
Okay. All right. So
I thought I had some at 5, but it's okay.
That was it wasn't. I agree. It was an essential episode, and it had a lot of cool stuff in it. Like the Magneto bit, that was cool, and like I talked about the dialogue. The season finale, Tolerance is Extinction 3. Where would you put this? This is Wolverine's critically injured. This is the whole Magneto mind control one, Xavier, and he's in his mind. They're in the house with the water. It's cold.
Right.
He end up. So, I mean, I'm kind of talking bullshit, but he basically wipes his mind.
Right.
He told Magneto, you're either going to turn the power back on or I'm going to go inside that shit and do it for you. And he did it.
Right.
Now, they're not my favorite episode, though.
No, it wasn't mine either because I got that it's like a psionic rape kind of vibe to it. It also made it seem like Xavier was like pushing the boundaries of their past relationship.
Yep.
Like he thought it was more than, it's almost like he wanted to be bros, kind of lovers, kind of a deal.
Yeah.
And then he like went and raped his mind. I
didn't
like that. The way it was portrayed. I mean, I understand the drama and the depth of it, and even the rated R-ness of it.
Yeah.
But I mean, you basically did something without consent.
Yep.
Something as violent as changing somebody's you changed their mind. You went in and you forced them to change their entire perspective about something because you wanted to.
Right.
So I didn't like that at all.
I'm going to put this at 7 for me. What about you? You got 8, 9 left. You got 6 left and 3 left.
I would put it like an 8.
Okay. Another episode here, Life, Death, Part 2. They must love our walkthroughs because we're jumping around from 8 to 2 to 6.
Right.
We might jump into Batman real quick, come back. You never know. We're in the multiverse.
You never know.
We take a ride through the multiverse every
There you
week. But number 6 is, or the 6th episode, Life, Death, Part 2. This is the space episode. Xavier is trying to get married and shit, and they want to wipe his mind. He agrees to it. Then last minute, no, my X-Men.
Right.
He sees the big dead Gambit thing. Then he pulls everyone up to science class on the moon and shit. And then Storm, she recovers the rare cactus that can cure Forge's poison. Remember?
Right. In the whole whatever with the owl.
I'm gonna shut up and just put this at number 9. This is not one of my favorite episodes.
Yeah, put that at whatever my next lowest
you got
slot
9
is.
too, so we both agree this is 9.
The only redeeming thing about that was the portrayal of what's his face is Gladiator.
Yes,
that was about it.
That was cool.
Yeah,
that's the thing. Like, this show is so good that putting this at 9, I don't know about for you, but between 9 and 10, there's a lot of space.
Right.
Like, this is the second worst, but Motendo Life Death is a piece of shit. Like, the Life Death 2 is just not as good as the others. Like, there's a major gap there for me. You know,
that whole thing with Xavier is like, again, I'm 40 years into 40 years into comics, and just a lot of stuff by default. I look at, and especially being like, I guess into the technology, I look at things a little bit more analytical.
Yeah.
Just some stuff just don't make sense. Like Xavier, right? You're going to put him in class. Well, how about you just change their mind? If you're going to go around changing people's minds, why don't you just change their mind in the beginning so that there is no debate whether or not you should be marrying this chick?
Yeah, so you have no problem wiping Magneto's mind, who's your bro, right? You got this little bromance going on, but you don't want to wipe their mind?
Yeah. Or even subtly influence them away from, you got this crippled earthling, and they're going around conquering everybody. You're like the weakest link in their entire, existence. Of course they're not going to like you, right?
Right. Fire Made Flesh. This is the episode where Beast realizes that the Jean lookalike is actually the real Jean Grey, and the one that was with them is Madeline Pryor, right? Sinister. This is that whole weird like battle in the X Mansion, and then Madeline Pryor turns into Goblin Queen. They go to find her. They have a pretty cool fight there or whatnot, and then Nathan is then infected by the techno virus and goes back into the future, or goes to the future with Bishop. And this is also where it ends with Forge introducing himself to Storm.
Right.
A decent episode.
Yeah. What I got open?
You have number 3 open. You have number 6 open, and I think that's it.
3 and 6.
Yeah.
To me, that was a pretty cool episode.
Yeah.
I would put in like the 3 slot, dude.
Okay.
I like that. When she turned into what's her face and started battling Magneto.
Yep.
She just took him out like. I won't say nothing,
right?
But she did take him out. That was the first time seeing like the blood and stuff splattering around. She was pretty like.
She was badass.
I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm done with you clowns.
For real. I'm gonna put that at 6 because I think there's a few others that I'd rather.
I might switch depending on what the last one is.
Let's just be clear. We have the right to change our mind before we put this in stone. Okay.
Right.
All right, let's go back to me, my X-Men. We started talking about that episode, got sick, and moved on.
Right.
But, it really wasn't a bad episode. It kind of sets the premise for most of the season. This is when Cyclops and Jean announce that they're pregnant, and again, Magneto shows up at the end. Let's see, you have 8 open, and you have 5 open. I have 3 open, and I have 8 open. I'm screwing up here. I have 8 open. You have 3 open. I'm gonna put this one. I'll put this at 8.
No, I just put the other one at 3.
Oh yeah, I have 3 open. My bad. You have 5 open.
5 open. All right. Yeah. I put in 5. That one.
All right.
Only because it's kind of essential.
Yeah.
It sets everything up. Well, it sets up some things. So yeah, 5 is good.
All right. And then Fire Made Flesh. We both rank that one. You put that at 3. I put that there. What's the last one? There's one I'm missing here. Bright Eyes. All right, so number 1, I put Remember It. You put Bright Eyes. Number 2, you put We Switched. Number 3, you have Fire Made Flesh. I didn't put anything there yet. Number 4, I had Tolerance is Extinction 2. You had Mutant Liberation Begins. I'm going to put Mutant Liberation Begins at number 3. That's a trial one, and I think we're done there.
Okay.
Let's do a little. Make sure none of us want to change anything. So then, number 4, I had Tolerance is Extinction 2. You had Mutant Liberation Begins. Number 5, I had Tolerance is Extinction 1. You had To Me, My X-Men. Number 6, you had, I had Fire Made Flesh. You had Tolerance is Extinction 1. Number 7, because then they come up with a shorter name since they knew we were going to do this. God,
I don't know.
Tolerance is Extinction 3 was my number 7. Yours, the second part was yours. Number 8, To Me, My X-Men. Your number 8 was Tolerance is Extinction 3. We both had Life, Death 2 as number 9, and we both had Motendo, Life, Death 1 as number 10.
Cool.
I'm cool with this.
Yeah, I'm good with that.
So there you have it. There's the official double-sided. Everything you're going to get from us is going to be double-sided, you know? So the double-sided X-Men 97 episode list from Only Comics. Now, I'm going to travel back to the past, Adrian. I'm going to go visit our past selves.
All right.
And I'm going to find out what we scored these. And we're going to see how much we changed.
There you go.
Did we score them in this order? Probably not.
Probably not.
But there you have it. So, dude, X-Men 97, I did like the wrap-up of it, the end scene. I think it sets up a lot of I'm spilling shit over here. I think it does set up a lot of cool stuff for its second season. And remains to be seen. Hopefully, we should start on Only Comics a couple petitions.
Okay.
We should start a petition for Jonathan Majors, get him back in the MCU.
Right.
And we should start one for Bo DeMayo, get him back on X-Men 97. A little 2-for-1.
Right. Well, we also need to start a petition for some sponsors up in this joint.
Yeah.
We're running.
Jesus, I know.
Something.
Yeah, seriously. We need some
food,
refills on
some
the
drinks,
It's damn near lunchtime. We're hungry. Oh, man. All right, so we're gonna wrap this thing up, Adrian, with some agree to disagree.
Let's do it.
Right, this is I got 5 this week. A quick little in and out this week. So this is where I'm gonna rapid fire these 5 opinions at you. You're gonna let me know if you agree or disagree, and then all of our friends watching are gonna do the same.
Okay,
and they do the same.
Let's do it.
They don't always agree, but
they don't always agree.
All right, so number 1, this is an easy one. Deadpool and Wolverine will do over $1 billion at the box office.
Agree.
And that's a projection. That's a spoiler.
Yep.
Number 2, Mark Ruffalo was an upgrade over Edward Norton as Hulk/Bruce Banner.
Disagree.
All right. Number 3, see, I'm not even upset. I'm not going to storm out of here.
You just move right on to the next one. They didn't even sweat it.
No, it's okay.
It's okay.
That's why it's agree to disagree. That's right. Number 3, Michael Keaton should not have returned in The Flash.
Agree. Matter of fact, there shouldn't have been a Flash for him to return into.
There you go. I agree with that. We switched seats real quick. Look at that. That's how we do it.
Right.
All right. There is no superhero fatigue. Number 4. There is no superhero fatigue. There is just a bad superhero movie fatigue.
Got it. Agree.
And last but not least, number 5, Black Adam was better than The Flash.
Agree. We've agreed. We've done this before.
We have done that one. I had to bring that one back.
But we just reiterating the fact,
We're
right?
doubling down, dude. Well, I had to see if maybe your stance has changed.
Nah, not on that.
Nope.
No, the seasoning doesn't change that.
No. It does not. Well, I had to do that from a man who on TikTok kept arguing with me about, The Flash. How could you say The Flash is a bad movie? Just like this, watch. The Flash is a bad movie. That's how I can say
exactly.
it. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a horrible movie.
Absolutely.
God. And I agree. That actually is a better statement that there should not have been a Flash for him to return it.
Exactly.
And yeah, Michael, dude, the reason I said that was for someone else on TikTok. They said, but at least with the Flash, we got to see Michael Keaton back as Batman.
No.
Honestly, does that kind of, there's this whole almost nostalgic view, right? We talk about Christopher Reeves as Superman, right? Hugh Jackman as Wolverine. This is between this movie and then, Secret Wars, if he does show up there, it should be the last time we see him.
I have not seen his new movie, Beetlejuice 2.
Yep.
But I can only imagine, he just need to do the Jack Nicholson thing and just like, I'm done from retiring.
Yep.
I'm not sure he's that old yet.
No.
But he just looks to be a superhero. Dude, retire.
Exactly.
Just retire, man.
But Beetlejuice, I mean, guys in makeup, Beetlejuice looks older anyways. Cool. But I don't want, like, does this kind of tarnish the memory of them as that character for you, right?
Yes.
Like, do you not look at Michael Keaton's Batman a little differently now?
Right. I mean, first of all, that makes him, Bruce Wayne looks, crazy.
Yeah.
His portrayal in the Flash. It shouldn't have happened. Should have just let it go. Not that he is. So for me, Christian Bale is the iconic role of Batman.
Yeah.
To you, he's Edward.
Right.
But
Battinson, bro.
Battinson.
Get it right.
So. So he's not the right person for the Batman anyway, and then they bring him back out of all the people to play this maniac Bruce Wayne in the kitchen. Come on, dude.
Yeah, it was a stupid idea to have that character act that way. Number one, but now Michael Keaton's not my favorite Batman Bruce Wayne, but I do really like Batman Returns. I mean, it's a Christmas movie, as we've determined here before, right? But I mean, you wouldn't say he's a bad Batman.
No, he's not a bad Batman. He's not the best Batman.
Right.
But them bringing him back, making him look crazy was kind of a downer.
Yeah, it kind of like ruins the memory of him as like, dude, Batman Returns was a great movie. Now it was a very different take on Batman. And I respect Tim Burton for taking a character like that and putting his own little gothic twist on it. For a long time, that was the only Batman we really had until, the 2000s when Christian Bale took over. So to now see, it would be like, imagine Christian Bale coming out of retirement now to do a shitty ass cameo in some other movie. It would kind of ruin the memory of him in Dark Knight.
Absolutely. I don't think he would do it though.
Oh no. Well, he turned down this one because he's smart, But yeah, I hope that we don't see Michael Keaton as Batman again, and maybe we all can. That little. Speaking of Will Smith, remember the little red thing in Men in Black? They wipe your memory.
Yeah. Yep. The neuralizer.
Yes. Can we just use that, but just wipe the Michael Keaton Flash memory from our existence?
I don't think it's possible.
No.
I don't think we have a multi-dimensional neuralizer.
I mean, all these little tools and these gadgets we have here.
Your top 40 geniuses or whatever, maybe one of those can figure out a way to make a multi-dimensional neuralizer.
I would hope so. And then, going back to the last one, Black Adam being better than the Flash, where I will bring that up once a month on this show.
Wow.
That's how much I believe that statement.
But it's like, why talk about something that's just nonsense? Just put it to rest.
Yeah.
Just let it go.
So we're never going to change our stance on this one. We're digging our heels. This is set in stone. The Black Adam is a better movie. Black Adam is a better movie.
Well, I mean, I'm sure it's going to come up at some point again. So but
we're not going to change our opinions.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all.
Not at all. So, well, there you have it. There's our episode. This was a fun little, Father's Day gift. It was a Father's Day gift to each other, Adrian, and come in and do this, And a Father's Day gift to all of you out there. We appreciate you guys joining us. If you've not done this yet, hit the subscribe button. Check us out. We're on YouTube. We're on Spotify. And if you want some short form comment, come on TikTok. Comment, interact. And I know we talk a lot of shit.
Right.
But I do enjoy all the comments, the good ones, the fun ones, the stupid ones, the bad ones. Because it's all fun.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. like let's put this in perspective for everyone. We get together once a week, and we're talking about characters that other people created from their imagination.
Right.
It's just fun.
Yes.
Fun with Mike and Adrian.
There you go.
So appreciate you taking this hour and 40 minutes out of your day to join us, and we'll be back next week. I love people like, don't stop. Keep the we ain't stopping.
We ain't stopping.
We'll keep going. It's like, almost like P. Diddy. Can't stop, won't stop. Except without all the other nonsense.
Wow, please don't use us in reference to P. Diddy anymore. Cut that out.
No, yeah, we're gonna cut that out of the other version. Not. But we appreciate y'all checking in. Adrian, thanks for coming out.
Absolutely, man.
Happy Father's Day again.
Same to you, sir.
Happy Father's Day to all of you guys. And if you're not a father, then go give this as a gift to your father or someone else's father.
Right.
Jesus. Anyways, we'll see you next week.
Take it easy.